Series production increased from 1.3 million to 1.65 million engine equivalents during the quarter as a result of both recovery and new growth. On the passenger vehicle side, our front-running Ford V8 has been increasing steadily since the beginning of the year, and the Via Motori V6 increased during the quarter in advance of Jeep and Ram pickup sales in the US, which are scheduled to start now during the second half. Initially, we thought that the VM volume may decrease after the pipe filling, but the feedback for the sales expectation seems to be increasingly positive, so it's reasonable to expect stable growth from the VM program. Our other car engine programs remain stable, so in total, cars accounted for about 100,000 of the 350,000 increase. On the truck side, we had both recovery and new growth. The Navistar 13-liter recovered as vehicle sales resumed in June, and we also saw some recovery and increase in the European truck programs. But during the quarter, we had a growth contribution from 2 new European truck engine programs, and we hope to give more detail on that in the future. So in total, trucks accounted for about 2/3 of the 350,000 engine equivalent increase. We're at 1.65 million today, and at the AGM we said that the mature potential of the current programs are more than 2 million, so we have a stable platform and we can expect continued growth. Well, the first thing to note is that our Ford V8 is used in Super Duty pickups in the US, so we already do have a good presence in the US pickup sector. But beyond the Super Duties, it is true that the US light-duty pickup sector is one of our most important near-term growth opportunities. Chrysler has taken the lead with the Ram 1500, and at the AGM in May, we didn't have any public indications about the pricing. But now it seems that the pricing will enable payback in less than 2 years compared to the petrol option, and that's quite aggressive for the US market. Both Ram and Via Motori have publicly referred to the potential for a take rate of approximately 30%. So Chrysler is really stirring the diesel pot in the US. Other OEMs have responded, publicly stating that they're considering diesel options for the light-duty sector, and at least one OEM has already made a diesel announcement. Ram diesel sales start late this year, and we're as excited as anyone to see how the market will respond and how it will develop during 2014. As I presented at the AGM in May, we had a good start for installations in first quarter, and we remain on a good pace. So far, we've installed 2 full System 3000s at European foundries for commercial vehicle production, and the Mini System 3000 for the Caterpillar Department of Energy project in the US is being installed at the University of Alabama this week. We've also sold an automatic base treatment installation to the Tupi foundry in Brazil, and that is scheduled to be commissioned during the autumn. It isn't a full installation, but it does give a good contribution to the installation revenue. As we said in the report, we have ongoing discussions at an advanced stage with foundries in Asia and the Americas, and we're still hopeful to set a 3rd consecutive record for installations, either by surpassing the 6 installation commitments that we had in 2011, or by surpassing the 9 million Swedish crowns that we secured in 2012. As ever, we'll push until the 31st of December, but overall, installations are about timing. What we don't get this year just gives us a good start for next year. Yes, it's well known that the Chinese economy is slowing and that the outlook for the next 2 years is rather flat. But the opportunity for SinterCast is still positive. Even if truck volumes are down from the 2010-11 peak, the demand in China is increasing for higher performance, more refinement and durability, and Euro-type emissions legislations are being phased in. And this all means that the demand for CGI is increasing. Even if the overall truck market may be flat, the proportion of CGI will grow. And this also provides new opportunities for installations. Just to clarify, the near-term opportunity for CGI in China is for the truck market. And that's because China doesn't really have diesel cars. And we're just starting now with the CGI and petrol applications in the West. So we need to establish production references in the West before China can follow. But focusing on trucks isn't at all a bad thing. It simplifies a large and complex market, and it's also the largest truck market in the world. Our presentation at the Ductile Iron Symposium was well received, and we were motivated by the questions and discussions after the presentation. It was perhaps the most interactive discussion of any of the papers presented at the conference. It was clear to us that the foundry industry was open to considering new technologies to improve quality, efficiency, and cost, and it's helpful for us to have that pull on the other side of the market. Since the conference, we've frozen the design of the sampling cup, and we've applied for 2 new patents. We've now received sampling cups with the final design, and we're conducting our internal validation tests with those cups. For the rest of the year, our plan is to work with 1 or 2 preferred partners to establish a reference case for the final product introduction, and those discussions to define the reference case are ongoing now.